I have here 3 ropes, 3 basic sizes, small, medium, and large. Got the large rope here, short rope here, and right here I have the medium rope. Gonna make the ends about even right here. Obviously the ends can't be even here because 3 different sizes. Doesn't stop me from trying though. What you do is you grab the ropes, like so. You give a wiggle and a pull. What that does, it gives the crazy illusion that they're all about the same length now, give or take. But 3 ropes, 6 ends, 2 eyes, not only is that a mouthful to say, it's also a lot to pay attention to. So I'm going to make it a little easier. I'm going to take 1 rope, I'm going to put it in my pocket. That way we have 2 ropes, 4 ends, 2 eyes. Still a bit of a mouthful to say, but it's a little bit easier to pay attention to. What's even easier to pay attention to is if I take a rope, throw it away, now we just have 1 rope. 1 rope, 2 ends, 2 eyes, that's a lot easier. Although sometimes, even that, it's a little tricky to pay attention to, like, yeah. The ends falling off. Can't have ends with no rope and rope with no ends, so let me just fix that. That's a little bit better. Although sometimes it's not always the ends, sometimes it's actually the middle that likes to confuse you. For example, the middle notices that the ends get a lot of attention in this trick, so the middle actually gets jealous, and when it gets jealous it actually just runs away. But you can't have a rope with no middle and middle with no rope, so I'm going to take the middle and just put it right back there, blow it, and it goes back on. Now, as I said before, the ends, they get a lot of attention in this trick, so I'm going to actually hide them. I'll show you where I'm putting them, right here in my pocket. As plain as day. But they like to be very tricky, even around me. For example, they like to come up the rope and they end up right here, but if the ends are right here, that means that the middle ends up in my pocket. That's kind of crazy. I don't know what you think, but I think so. What's even crazier is when you add static electricity to the mix and have static on the ends. I'll show you what I mean. You take some static, like so, rub it on the ropes, take some static here, and if you have the perfect amount of static, what happens is, yeah, you get a loop. This happens way more than I care to admit, so I actually come prepared and I carry extra ends with me at all times. What you do is you take the ends, you wrap them on, just like so, like that. If you give a wiggle, just like that, they come back on. Now, do you guys remember how many ropes I started with? Yeah, I started with 3 ropes, then I went down to 2 ropes, then I went down to 1 rope. I'm going to reverse all that for you, just for the people that got here late. I'm going to take my scissors, cut right there. Now I have 2 ropes. As I said before, I started with 3 ropes. This would be the 3rd rope. So now we have the 3 ropes that we started with. Oh, more or less. Because if you remember, we started with a long rope, medium rope, and a short rope.